102 megapixels, one lens, no choices, no swapping lenses, the Fujifilm GFX 100 RF. Let's go. So this morning I drove out to the Adirondacks with two cameras, my GFX 50S2 and a camera that doesn't let me change the lens. I thought this was a bad idea for landscape photography, but here's what I learned. So for the last 2 years, I've shot landscapes on my GFX 50S2, medium format, interchangeable lenses, a big bag that weighs about 15 pounds on a good day, wide angle, standard zoom, maybe a telephoto or a prime if I'm feeling ambitious. And I love those files, the color depth, the way the highlights roll off, the latitude in post. But let's be honest, there's some mornings I look at the bag and I think to myself, do I really need all this? The GFX 100 RF is Fuji's answer to that question. 102 megapixels, medium format sensor, same size that's in the GFX 50S2. But the lens is fixed, 28 millimeters, f4, you can't take it off. And it weighs 735 grams. That's less than some full-frame bodies without a lens. So here's the question I came to answer. Can this single lens camera actually replace my interchangeable lens system for the way that I shoot? Or am I giving up too much? The first thing you notice is that this camera disappears when it's in your hand. I walked 3 miles this morning without thinking about it on my shoulder, and that's new for me. The lens is a 28 millimeter equivalent. For landscape work, that's wide, but not ultra wide. I found myself working differently. Instead of reaching for a telephoto lens to isolate detail, I actually moved with my feet. I got closer, I recomposed. And then there's an aspect ratio dial, and this sounds like a gimmick until you use it. The 65:24 X-pan ratio is amazing. It made me compose in a way I would never have with a standard 3:2 frame. You commit to the crop before you shoot, and it changes how you see. Now, the fixed lens, this is where I expected trouble. 28 millimeters. If you need reach, a compressed ridgeline, a distant waterfall, you don't have it. But the RF has a trick, a digital teleconverter. Tap a switch, and it crops that 102 megapixel sensor. At 63, you're down to about 20 megapixels. But for most landscapes, that prints up to A3, and that's still plenty. What I noticed, and I didn't expect this, is how the limitation forced better compositions. When you can't zoom, you commit, and you work the scene harder. This constraint really isn't the point of the camera, it's a discipline. So here's what I'm going to tell you about the files. Both cameras have the same sensor size, 44 by 33 millimeters. The RF gives you 102 megapixels, where the GFX 50S2 only gives you 50. But for landscape work, what really matters more than resolution is how the files respond to editing. So the RF files to me held up. Dynamic range at base ISO 100 was exceptional. I was pulling 3 stops out of the shadows, sometimes 4 with clean results. The color science is slightly different from the GFX 50S2. A little more neutral out of camera, a little more modern, but with the same film simulations and the same editing flow, I could match the look. The one thing the RF can't match is when I needed 200 millimeters of compression on the 50S2. So for instance, like a layered mountain range at sunset. The RF can't simply do that. And for some landscapes, that's a deal breaker. For how I shoot, it covered about 80% of what I do. So let's walk through what you gain and lose. The RF gives you a built-in 4-stop ND filter. For long exposures, moving water, clouds, dragging across the sky, it's a flick of a switch. With my 50S2, that's a screw-on filter and a step-up ring and maybe 2 minutes of fumbling. The RF makes that switch effortless. The RF has a leaf shutter, no vibration, near silent. I was hand-holding it at a 15th of a second and getting sharp results. The 50S2 has IBIS, which is way better for low light handling. But the leaf shutter is surprisingly capable. But the math doesn't lie. My 50S kit with a body, 3 lenses, filters, and batteries weighs close to 15 pounds. The RF with a spare battery is just under 2. So here's what I think. I think the GFX 100 RF can replace a GFX system for landscape photography, but only if your style fits what this camera is designed to do. If you're shooting wide to normal, if you're working slow on a tripod, composing deliberately, if that aspect ratio dial excites you more than a zoom ring, if you're at the point where weight matters, where the difference between bringing a camera and leaving it at home comes down to whether or not it fits in a small bag, then this is the camera for you. This camera isn't just enough, it's liberating. If you need telephoto compression, if you shoot wildlife between landscapes, if you want maximum flexibility above everything else, keep the interchangeable lens system. The RF isn't built for that. But for me, for the way I photograph now, this camera changes everything. I'm not selling my 50S2. There's going to be days that I want those lenses, but I suspect those days will be fewer than I think. So if you find this video useful, subscribe. I put a new video out every week. And if you're shooting landscapes on medium format or thinking about it, drop me a comment. Is this fixed lens camera a deal breaker? Would you trade this for your current system? Let me know. Thanks for watching the video.